Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forrest. You're probably wondering why I am dressed this way. Well, it's because this is a special day. So grab yourself a glass of water or a cup of tea and spend the next few minutes with me. And like I always say, don't believe everything you hear. Do your own research and check your facts. This evening's background music is Vibe by Janae, Tina Marie, Just Us Two, The Black Hole by Parliament. And as soon as the Gap Band brings us on in, we will get right to some real news. I am Pelenta Forrest, and this is my Forrest. Today is Friday, and not just any Friday. It is Friday the 13th. Woo! We have a great show lined up. Oh yeah. Triskaidekaphobia. Be sure to get your ticket. Hurry, don't you miss it. And everybody's got to stand in line to be sure that you will be right on time. Everybody, come aboard. Everybody, come aboard. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ow. I have some news for you this evening. It is Friday, May 13th, 2016, and I have lots of cool news to share with you. So, question. Are you superstitious? And are you bugged by the fact that today is Friday the 13th? Well, do you know what they call Friday the 13th phobia or fear of Friday the 13th? It is called triskaidekaphobia. And in case you didn't know, on Friday the 13th, over 60 million people will start to worry and freak out and get all stressed out about what might happen, what could happen, and what's going to happen. Now, the exact origin of the superstition is really unclear. However, theologians have said that it goes as far back as biblical times when the 13th guest at the Last Supper betrayed Jesus. It might even go back further to Norse mythology, which featured 13 gods who met a grisly end. So, are you superstitious? Because Friday the 13th is not a joke. And it is not taken lightly in some countries that I will not name. In some countries, they close up shop early. They shut their windows. They close their doors. They sprinkle down salt. They toss salt over their shoulders. They put down brick dust. They burn sage. They do all kinds of stuff. So, do you believe that if you open an umbrella inside, that it's bad luck? Do you believe if you break a mirror, it's 7 years bad luck? Do you freak out if somebody walks under a ladder? Do you get all, if a black cat walks in front of you? Well, some people do. Well, you know what? The Egyptian culture believes that 13 is actually a lucky number. It means that you are crossing over to the other side. Now, let me tell you this. Did you ever hear of the case, "The Devil Made Me Do It"? Well, November 24th, 1981, in Connecticut, the trial of Arnie Johnson. He made his case. "The devil made me do it." Well, get this. Suspect sues Uber for $10 million. People never cease to amaze me with their creative mind. Listen at this. A man who police say told investigators that a devil figure on Uber's app was controlling him when he allegedly killed 6 people in Western Michigan. He does not feel that he was responsible for his actions. He must have done his research and went back and found this 1981 case, because he is claiming that the devil made him do it. Moving right along to some more interesting news. I like this story, and I love Bon Jovi. Listen to this. Bon Jovi opens a center for needy in hard-hit town. Now I gotta ask you, can you believe that there are still people suffering from the devastation of what happened with Sandy? Listen, Bon Jovi says many area residents are still recovering from Sandy, and they don't have enough nutritious food to eat. But listen to what he's done. He and his John Bon Jovi Soul Foundation held a grand opening this past Tuesday for the Beat Center, which stands for Bringing Everyone All Together. Now, his facility helps people get food stamps, health care, culinary-related jobs, and it also provides meals for at-risk children and seniors. And look at the look on his face. Can you see that? Look at that. You can tell that he is doing this from his heart. You know, when I hear stories like this, and then like I told you the other night about the couple that donated $168 million to the Neuroscience Institute at the University of California, San Francisco, when I hear stories like that, that's when I really wish that I had tons and tons of money. Because if I had millions and millions of dollars, let me tell you, I'd be doing that. I'd be walking around town preaching, stomp out hunger, stomp out hunger. Speaking of money, woo-wee, you are going to love this. As a matter of fact, your eyes are going to bug out of your head. Remember what I said? The human eye blinks 4,200,000 times. Oh my goodness. This just makes my stomach cramp up. Record Powerball share still unclaimed. You want to know how much money we're talking about? Yes, my eyes just crossed. As officials in New Jersey await the winner of Saturday's $429.6 million Powerball game. Nobody has claimed it yet. And they're starting to think that nobody is going to claim it. Now, I have something to say, and you're probably going to laugh. And it's really not funny, but what they need to do is start looking through the morgue and the obituaries, because this is what I think happened. I think that the person that bought the ticket has realized that they accidentally threw the ticket in the trash. And once they realized that they threw that ticket in the trash, they probably jumped off a roof. Seriously. Look in the newspaper and see if there is some weird, unexplained suicide or something off the wall like that. Because you know what I've done? I have bought lotto tickets and I'd put the ticket somewhere. I've put the ticket somewhere, but I've written the numbers down elsewhere. And I've looked at those numbers and I'll go back and get the ticket. So maybe this person wrote the numbers down. Ooh, thank you. Maybe this person wrote the numbers down somewhere, got the ticket. That person is probably, if they're still alive, they're going bananas right now. Or they're even too embarrassed to even admit that they lost that ticket. Oh my goodness. But all joking aside, I hope that the person is alive and well. I honestly do hope they find the ticket and they come forward and they get the money. And if they do get the money, I really hope they do something good with it and they're not broke in 5 years. Because you hear all the time that people that win the lotto, and it's like, where are they now? You do a show and then you see in 5 years, they're living in a shack somewhere because they did not manage the money properly. Now, I want to get to this before we run out of time, but for you Star Wars fans, look, I can't even operate here because these gloves are so slippery. I'm trying to work here. Okay, wait a minute. You guys are going to love to hear this. Original Star Wars trilogy is making a return to theaters this summer. On the heels of The Force Awakens, the original Star Wars trilogy is coming back to theaters this summer, beginning August 6th. So you Star Wars fans, look that up because it is going to be awesome. And more good Star Wars news, Star Wars wins top MTV honors. Star Wars, The Force Awakens, took the top prize at the 25th annual MTV Movie Awards. That's awesome. Now see, if I had, like a real studio, I'd have people clapping and all that stuff in the background. But the audience at the Warner Brothers studio waved what looked like the red and blue lightsaber as the star, Daisy Ridley, and director J.J. Abrams accepted the final golden popcorn trophy at the Saturday night ceremony. So that's awesome because Star Wars has been around since I was a kid. I remember when Burger King used to have all the glasses. We still have all the glasses from when I was a little kid, which is super cool. So moving on to the next story, Budweiser. Don't know if you've heard about this, but it is super cool. Listen, I'm going to show you the picture here first, if you can see that amongst my shiny black gloves. I thought this was really awesome, and kudos to Budweiser. Listen at this. Trying to capitalize on patriotic holidays and upcoming sports events, Budweiser plans to relabel its beer this summer. The new label at the bottom uses elements of America. So, guess what Budweiser is going to do? They're going to replace the Budweiser with America on its cans and bottles and packaging from May 23rd all the way through the November election. So I thought that was really neat. Now, I'm not a beer drinker, but just to support my country, I will go out and buy a 6-pack of Budweiser and keep it as a momentum, a souvenir. So I thought that was neat. So go and search that. Check that out. Go and support our country and buy some Budweiser beer. Even if you don't drink beer, go out and get these 6-packs. And let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, listen at this story. LA agrees to pay up to $30 million over illegal gang curfews. Now listen, if you go back and listen to all of my shows, the last 14 episodes, how much money have I talked about? I've talked about billions and billions of dollars. People getting sued, spaceships getting lost. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So listen at this. The city of Los Angeles will pay as much as $30 million to assist thousands of people who were subjected to unlawful curfews, including gang injunctions, and the money, which will be used primarily to provide job training for gang members, is the centerpiece of an argument to settle a class action lawsuit that accused the Los Angeles Police Department of enforcing curfews written into many gang injunctions for years after they were struck down as unconstitutional. How did they even get away with that? I don't know. Now, this is something that I want to show you that I thought was really funny. And like I said, no politics, but you got to see this. Clinton embraced as first ET candidate. And this picture here says, Hilary Clinton adopts alien baby. Look it. You got to see that. Can you see that? I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I had to share that with you, especially with it being Friday the 13th. I had to show that to you. And, I'm losing my clothes. Oh, well, I can't get it. Here's another cool story, and then I'm going to get to the big bang, because you know where I'm going, but hold on. Octopus legs it from New Zealand aquarium. Now this octopus, his name is Inky. And listen, he slipped through a small gap at the bottom of his tank. Now listen at this. He tracked 8 feet across the floor and slid down a 164-foot-long drain pipe that landed him into Hawke's Bay on the east coast of North Island. They got him back. I don't know how, because we don't have time to read all of this, but go look that up. This little sneaky octopus got out of his tank. See? That just goes to show you where there's a will, there's a way. Now, getting to the big story. Now, you know who I'm getting ready to talk about. Take a wild guess. Elon Musk. Hold on a minute. Just a second. I gotta fix my clothes here. Okay, I guess I'm not gonna fix my clothes. It's not gonna work. Okay, so the Wright brothers made history with the successful powered airplane flight just outside the North Carolina town of Kitty Hawk back in 1903. Well, Mr. Elon Musk is now making history with his well-researched vision of his lightning-fast transportation system called the Hyperloop One startup, which has said to have raised, here we go with the money again, $80 million from various resources. Okay, now, there was a demonstration in the desert outside Las Vegas showing what it's accomplished so far. At 745 miles per hour, it has playfully been described as elevator smooth, kid friendly, pet friendly, and grandma friendly. You can go from LA to San Francisco in 30 minutes. And they want to start this by 2019. So, of course, I want to talk about this. Now, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? Because it's like, how fast, and I know I said this the other day, but how fast do things have to be for you? How quickly do you really need to get someplace? Because I think doing this sometimes is okay. You know, like in a pinch, well, let's get on there and let's just zoom down there super fast. But also, I mean, you know, it's just like if you get there, if you get everywhere you need to go in 20 minutes, that would usually take you 8 hours on a plane or even on a bus, well, you know, then you miss all the scenery. And if you have children, don't you want them to see the trees and the cows and smell the stink as you go by. I mean, it just seems like when you get to these places so fast, you start to miss out on bits and pieces of life. I mean, over here is really, really great and it's awesome, but you also don't want to forget what's here. You don't want to be so consumed with what's over here that you miss out what's over here. Because being over here, you also lose something. And I gotta say this. So, I was gonna say something, and I'm gonna end the show with this. Now, this Hyperloop 1 is going 745 miles an hour. Now, I was reading this article, and if I can get my gloves to unstick here, let me see what this gentleman says. Hold on a second, because this is good. Okay, yeah, he says that, he doesn't like it because then his kid won't be able to see the scenery. But check this out. This is my Friday the 13th joke. So, you're in this Hyperloop, and it's going 745 miles an hour. So somebody already said, what happens if it crashes while you're in it? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. At 745 miles an hour, if it crashes, you won't even know that you're dead. If you crash at that speed, you won't even know that you're dead. And you know what? Check this out. You might be dead right now. And if you are dead right now, you don't know it. If you are dead right now, you know what you're doing? You're watching a crazy lady with butterflies in her hair talking to you. Isn't it nice to be in heaven? That is going to do it for our show this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday the 13th. Don't get wrapped up in all the bad. 13 really is a lucky number, and it's also what you make it. So on that note, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go to my website, Pelenta Art Forrest. Please buy my book, Angels Passing Through. I am so very grateful for everything. And on that note, Mr. Santana is going to take us out of here with Europa, Earth's Cry and Heaven's Smile. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. And I will see you next time on Find Out What's in Pelenta's Forest. Good night.